Peel is forging ahead with its vaccine rollout starting tomorrow. The age limit across the entire region is dropping to 12 years old. This is almost 2 weeks ahead of the provincial timeline. Now, while vaccines are ramping up, so is enforcement. There appears to be an uptick in large gatherings and illegal parties.
So far in 2021, Brampton responded to 2,200 complaints about illegal private gatherings, and in some of these instances, our officers face verbal and physical threats and assaults.
In the last week alone, Brampton bylaw officers laid 33 charges. Most of them were in relation to warehouse parties and indoor gatherings, including one location where a house party was underway. The city says an officer was threatened.
We attended. Our officer was confronted by a couple of people, and then subsequently 15 people that had been socially gathering and drinking, and then another 15 people in the backyard that had been playing volleyball.
Peel Police is now beefing up enforcement. Starting Friday, 10 police officers every weekend will be dedicated to the bylaw teams in Brampton and Mississauga.
As you mentioned, there have been instances where bylaw enforcement officers have been assaulted, so we want to do what we can to support them to avoid that happening.
And this all comes during a critical time in our fight against the third wave.
I am concerned that levels still remain higher than our Wave 2 peak. And this is reflected accordingly in our hospitals, where admissions continue at steady pace.
Brampton's hospital system remains the hardest hit in the province. According to the head of William Osler Health, 1,125 COVID-19 patients have so far been transferred to other areas.
This is the most of any organization in the province. Without this process, we would be lost here in this region.
The good news is the numbers are slowly moving in the right direction, and the vaccine race is gaining momentum. To date, Peel Region has administered 850,000 doses. That means 60% of eligible residents have now had their first shot.
We now have significant momentum that we need to continue building on. As I've said, transmission rates remain high, hospitals are still contending with capacity challenges, and variants continue to remain in our midst. We don't want to go backwards.
And Dr. Lowe says that with the number of appointments already booked, Peel Region is on par to hit its goal to have 75% of residents with their first dose by sometime next week. And once again, appointments will be open to children between the ages of 12 and 15. That's starting tomorrow at 8 a.m.